Every AI coding agent has the same annoying habit. You ask a small question, and you get back 3 paragraphs before the answer shows up. There's a warm opener, a short lecture on why the topic is complicated, a few suggestions you never asked for, and then somewhere near the bottom, the one line you actually needed. And then it closes with, "Hope this helps." There is a skill called I have ADHD, and it's sitting at over 18,000 stars on GitHub. That's a lot of attention for what is basically one markdown file. The name ADHD describes the output format. ADHD-friendly outputs, no ADHD diagnosis needed. What it really does is force the model to put the action first and cut everything that isn't the answer. Here is the before and after example that explains the whole thing better than any description. In the before column, the agent says, "Great question," walks through your auth flow, mentions the middleware and the token verification and the cookie handling, points at an older package API, suggests you might want to update it, then reminds you to check your other dependencies, then signs off politely. In the after column, the first line is a command to run and a file and line to open. Then 3 numbered steps. Then 1 line telling you what to do next. Same information, roughly a quarter of the reading. Alright, so let me open the actual skill.md file, because this is where it gets interesting. The file opens by explaining 5 facts about how an ADHD brain reads, and those 5 facts drive every rule under them. Working memory is small, so anything not on screen is gone, which means the agent should never say, "keep in mind." Knowing the answer is not the same as doing the answer. Starting is the hardest step. Vague time estimates all feel the same, so a bit of work and a few hours land identically. And progress has to be visible or it doesn't register. From those 5 facts come 10 rules. Rule 1 is lead with the next action, so if the answer is a command or a file path or a snippet, that goes first, and the prose comes later, if at all. Rule 2 numbers multi-step work, 1 bounded action per step, and no step is allowed to have "and then" twice inside it. There's a line in there I really like. A short path finished beats a complete path abandoned. Rule 3 ends every response with 1 thing you can do in under 2 minutes, even if that thing is just open the file. Rule 4 kills tangents, so if there's a second problem, it finishes the first one and offers the second separately. Rule 5 restates where you are every single turn, like step 3 of 5 done, schema updated, next is backfilling the column. Rule 6 forces real-time estimates in minutes. Rule 7 makes finished work visible with something you can actually run. Rule 8 bans "uh-oh" and "there seems to be a problem" and makes it state the cause and the fix instead. Rule 9 caps lists at 5 items, and Rule 10 removes preambles, recaps, and closing pleasantries entirely. There's a section most people skip called "When to Break the Rules," and honestly, it's the reason this thing works instead of being annoying. If you ask it to explain something or walk you through it, it explains properly and takes as long as the topic needs. If something destructive is coming, like a force push or a schema migration or dropping a table, it confirms first, because safety beats brevity. If you've been stuck for 3 turns in a row, it stops iterating on code and names the assumption that might be wrong. If your request is genuinely unclear, it asks 1 short question. And if a rule would delete the answer itself, the task wins. So when you ask for options, you get 2 to 4 ranked options with trade-offs, not 1 forced path. The last part of the file is a pre-send check, which is basically a delete list the model runs before replying. Drop the first sentence if it announces what it's about to do. Drop the last sentence if it recaps or asks if you need anything else. Drop any "by the way" sidebar. Drop hedging adverbs that carry no real information, though it says to keep a hedge that carries actual uncertainty, since removing that would fake confidence. And drop idioms like "circle back" or "on the same page" and replace them with the literal action. The skill is loosely based on a book called The Adult ADHD Toolkit by J. Russell Ramsey and Anthony Rostaine, adapted for how a model should reply rather than how a person should plan their day. License is MIT, so you can fork it, edit it, ship it inside your own tooling, whatever you want. The README is also translated into Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, and Brazilian Portuguese. Installing depends on which agent you're on. For Claude Code, you add the marketplace with Claude Plugin Marketplace add agree/I have ADHD. Then Claude Plugin install I have ADHD at I have ADHD and type /I have ADHD in your session. No cloning needed. Claude Code pulls the repo and keeps it current. For Codex, it's Codex Plugin Marketplace add with the same repo and the main ref, then Codex Plugin add. In Codex, you trigger it with a $sign instead of a /. The repo also ships a cursor folder, a Gemini extension JSON file, and an agents plugins folder, so cursor and Gemini CLI are covered too. Different names, same one file underneath. But I'm going to install it in OpenCode, because that's what I actually use day to day, and it's a good example of why the skill format matters. OpenCode has native skill support now, and it reads from a few places. Project level, it looks at .opencode/skills, and it also reads .claude/skills in the same repo, walking up until it hits the Git worktree. Globally, it checks the config folder under OpenCode, plus your home.claude skills folder. So a skill written for Claude Code just works here with 0 changes. So in my project folder, I run this command, and the skill will be installed. Also, you can clone the repo somewhere and copy skill.md across, or just download the raw file straight into that folder with curl. Either way, you end up with one file at .opencode/skills/I have ADHD/skill.md. That's the entire install. No package, no dependency, no build step. Now let me restart OpenCode Desktop so it picks up the new folder, and give it something real to build. I'll ask it to build a small expense tracker, 1 page, with a form to add an item, a running total, and labor storation so the data survives a refresh. Normally, this is where a coding agent writes you an essay about state management approaches before writing any code. Here, it just starts. First line is the command to scaffold, then numbered steps, each one a single file to create with what goes in it. When it finishes a chunk, it tells me exactly where we are, which step out of how many, and what's still open. No, I've now created several files, which means your application is ready. When a build error came up, it named the file, the line, the cause, and the fix, and moved on. And at the end, there's one line: run the dev server and open the page, add an item, and refresh. The thing I didn't expect is how much this matters in long sessions. When you're 30 or 40 messages into an agent run, the biggest problem isn't code quality. It's that you lose the thread of what's done and what isn't. That state restating rule fixes it almost completely. The token savings are a nice side effect, especially on a metered plan, but they're not the reason to use it. The honest downside is that this is aggressive. If you're learning something new and you want the reasoning, the default output will feel too thin and you'll have to explicitly say, "Explain this," which works fine. The override handles it, but you have to remember, it also depends on the model actually respecting the instructions, and weaker models drift back to their old habits after a while. If that happens, opening a fresh session usually fixes it. And since it's one file, tuning it is trivial. If 5 items in a list is too many for you, change it to 3 and save. What I take away from this is that the models got good at the work and stayed bad at the handoff. They're tuned to sound helpful rather than to be usable. One markdown file closing that gap says something about where the real gains are right now. Repo link is in the description, it's free, and pulling it out is one deleted folder. Alright, so that's it from the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.